It's June 25th, 7:50 p.m. I'm in the garden. This is the garden for 2015 in the backyard of our new place in American Fork. We've got peas underneath the windmill here, corn in the back, zucchini over there, strawberry right here. This is white strawberries. My boys are behind me in a little plastic Jeep, if you hear them in the background. There are some pepper plants. That's cucumber, should be cucumber. And then we've got a bunch of different tomato. There's Big Boy, there's Celebrity. We have Roma, Cherry, and over here is Mr. Stripey. And so the colors of the tomato cages are to signify my 5 different boys. They all have their own specific color. Over there we do have a couple zucchini coming in. I got planted a little bit late, but about the only time I could plant after all the snow had stopped. There was still hail in May. So we've got one coming in there. And then I have a planter box that I'll show you in a second. Here's my mint. Here's my planter box over here. So in the planter box I've got lettuce. I just transplanted it so it looks a little weak right there. That's cilantro. These are going to be pumpkin, and then I'll just drape the vines all across the deck. I'd show you the deck, but it's a giant wreck. Got a free hot tub, and I built this deck here. I'm still working on it. Obviously, you can see the stuff everywhere. But that's cinder blocks, a pallet, and an old wood fence that I'm turning into a deck or a platform for the hot tub. So that's pretty much what I've got planted this year. Over here I'm doing some onion and some different things, some cabbage, some spinach, and then a mix of salad. And that's those are leeks over there, some more onions. Alright, so that's the garden in our planter box for the year 2015. I'm glad I could get a garden in this year. Out here I've got Liam at the wheel there in the Jeep. He's learning how to drive. There's no motor and there's no power to that thing. They do Flintstones, if you can see Dylan's feet going through the bottom. I cut the bottom out. I actually tried to soup it up and I put 36 volts on it and it fried the motors. So then I just turned it into a Fred Flintstone car. Disabled the motors. But so we got Zayden out here and Eric. Angel is at scout camp. That's why he's not in the video here. And then Dylan is driving passenger in the Jeep. What do you guys, what's the funnest thing you've had? What's the funnest experience with the garden this year? How about, what's the thing that you've enjoyed the most?
Making the path.
Making the path? Putting the stones down? Yep, Zayden did all the stones, by the way. So he put the path down. That's his design. I think it looks really well. Looks good, he did a great job. And Eric likes to water, right?
Check on
the thing that you're going to enjoy the most is eating the corn, right? Right? Right, and you guys all have your plants. Whose plant is winning? Look at if they were in a race. So all these tomatoes were, all these plants were planted in the ground at the same time. They were about the same size. The ones that are the off color, like the gray, those were ones that we planted by seed. That's why they're really small. All the other ones that you see here, though, were about the same size. So if we were having a race here to see whose plant is growing the fastest, then it would be Liam that's winning, because this is Liam's. His color's yellow. This is Eric. He's red. Orange is Dylan. Dylan kind of changed colors. I had him at yellow, but Dylan, yep, you like orange. And the blue one here is Angel. The green one is Zayden. So this is a Mr. Stripey. What was this one, guys? Do you remember? Let's pause and we'll look at the stick. Hang on. Okay, so this one is Mr. Stripey, Zayden's, and this is a Roma, right? This is, actually that's not Roma.
Yeah, it is.
That's Angel's.
Yeah.
That's Roma? Okay, and then so his is Big Boy. Yeah, we gave Dylan, who just turned 6 in June, the Big Boy, because he's a big boy now, so that makes sense. And then this one is a Super Sweet?
Yeah.
So it's kind of the smaller. This is like the cherry tomato. I forget what that kind is. There's a golden pear over there, the little ones that we started from seed, and then this one is a Celebrity, right?
Yeah.
Because Eric thinks he's famous. Right. That's it. That's our garden. Okay, say bye.